Have you ever looked at a bird and thought it feels ancient? What if birds are not just animals we see every day, but tiny, living dinosaurs? What if the most terrifying creatures from the past never truly disappeared? They just changed. Welcome to Dinosaur Documentary. Today, we're going to talk about something that might surprise you. For a long time, people thought dinosaurs were gone forever. Big, scaly creatures that vanished after a huge asteroid hit Earth. But now, scientists say that's not the whole story. Some dinosaurs didn't die. They changed. They got smaller. They grew feathers. And they became the birds we see today. In this video, we'll explore how that happened. We'll talk about the fossils, the feathers, and the strange animals that look like both birds and dinosaurs. This is the story of how the age of dinosaurs never really ended. In the 1990s, scientists in China found a small dinosaur that changed everything. Its name was Sinosauropteryx. It had sharp teeth, a long tail, and small arms. But it also had something no one expected: feathers. Soft hair like feathers ran along its back and tail. This shocked many people. Dinosaurs weren't supposed to have feathers. They were thought to be cold, scaly, and rough. But now, here was proof of something different, and it wasn't a mistake. More fossils came soon after. Dinosaurs with feathers on their arms, feathers on their tails, even feathers on their legs. Some looked like they had 4 wings. These weren't birds. They were real dinosaurs. One of them, Dilong, was an early relative of T-Rex. It had fluffy feathers too. That meant even some of the fiercest predators came from feathered families. So, why feathers? They weren't for flying, at least not yet. Maybe they kept dinosaurs warm. Maybe they helped them blend in. Maybe they made them look bigger to scare others away. What's clear is this: feathers were part of dinosaur life long before birds ever existed, and they tell a softer, stranger story than we ever imagined. What do you think? Why did dinosaurs really grow feathers? We used to think all dinosaurs were huge, loud, and scary, covered in scales, roaring through forests. But feathered fossils told a different story. Some dinosaurs were small and light. They had long legs and hollow bones. They ran fast and moved like birds. They weren't slow. They were quick, clever, and full of surprises. Take Microraptor, for example. It was about the size of a crow. It had feathers on its arms and on its legs, almost like 4 wings. Its body was covered in black feathers that may have shined in the sun. It didn't just walk or run. It could glide from tree to tree like a flying squirrel. Another one, Caudipteryx, had a short beak and a fan of tail feathers. It walked upright and used its arms for balance. It looked more like a bird than a lizard. And then there was Oviraptor. It had no teeth, but a strong beak. It sat on its eggs in a nest, just like birds do today. These dinosaurs weren't monsters. They had style, smarts, and maybe even families. Feathers helped them live in different ways, not just fly. If you could meet one feathered dinosaur, would you want it to glide, strut, or sing? Most people think feathers were only for small dinosaurs. But then scientists found Yutyrannus. It was big, about the size of a bus. It had strong legs, sharp teeth, and a powerful tail. But the surprise, its body was covered in thick, fluffy feathers. Yutyrannus lived in a cold part of the world. Its feathers likely helped it stay warm. They weren't for flying. They were more like a coat, soft, warm, and useful in harsh weather. This was the first time we saw a large predator with feathers. It changed the way scientists thought about big dinosaurs. If Yutyrannus had feathers, maybe T-Rex did too, at least when it was young. These feathers also might have helped in other ways. Maybe they showed strength or helped attract a mate. Maybe they helped Yutyrannus blend into its snowy world. Before this, people thought only small dinosaurs needed feathers. But now we know size doesn't matter. Feathers could help all kinds of dinosaurs survive. Can you picture a giant feather-covered dinosaur walking through snow? Does that make it seem more real or even more wild? For a long time, no one knew what color dinosaurs were. Artists guessed they made them green, gray, or brown, but there was no proof. Until one tiny dinosaur changed everything. Its name was Anchiornis. It had feathers like a bird, but it still looked like a dinosaur. Scientists studied its feathers under a powerful microscope. Inside, they found something called melanosomes, tiny parts that hold color. These melanosomes were still there after millions of years. By comparing them to modern birds, scientists could tell what colors Anchiornis had. Black and white wings, a red crest on its head, just like a rooster. For the first time, we saw real dinosaur colors. They weren't plain. They were bold, patterned, and maybe even beautiful. Some may have used color to impress a mate, others to hide in trees or scare enemies. And this discovery wasn't just about looks. It told a story. It showed that dinosaurs were more like today's birds than we ever imagined. They had style, behavior, and maybe even personality. If more fossils keep their color, we may one day see the rainbow of the dinosaur world. What color would you want your favorite dinosaur to be? We used to think dinosaurs were gone forever, but they're not. They live on in every bird we see. From tiny hummingbirds to giant eagles, each one carries the past inside its wings. Dinosaurs didn't just disappear, they changed. They survived, and they became something even more beautiful. So the next time you hear a bird sing, remember, you're listening to a voice from millions of years ago. Which bird feels the most like a dinosaur to you? We'd love to know. And if this story made you smile or think in a new way, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. There's so much more to discover. Watch our next video to keep the journey going.